Hi everyone, welcome back to the podcast. I'm Sean, the corner guy. Today, what we'll be diving into a bit more is talking about people neglecting your mental health. So, what is this topic about? It's more common than people realize actually. It's signs you are neglecting your mental health and how to change it. So, as we are talking about this, we want to think about it. When we are physically sick, um, when we're having running nose, we're having fever, we're having body aches, we usually do something about it, right? So what do we usually do? We rest, we drink water, and most of the time we try to see a doctor. But when we are talking about mental health, a lot of us ignore the warning signs until we are completely burnt out. Okay, or we fall into some kind of mental health condition. Okay, so in today's episode, what are we going to cover? We're going to talk about the small and sneaky signs that you're neglecting your own mental well-being, how to catch these signs early before things spiral into something uncontrollable, and of course, simple and doable steps to get you back on track. This is really, really important. All right. And so, as always, it's always an interactive episode. I'll be asking you some questions along the way. So, grab your notebook, grab your notes app, and all you want to, you can just reflect as you listen. Let's do this, okay? Number one, as we are talking about the sneaky signs you are neglecting your mental health, think about this. Are you aware that sometimes we tend to tell ourselves, hey, this is not a big problem. This is not going to cause much issues, and I'm going to just ignore it. Why? Because sometimes it's not that obvious. And sometimes because it's not that obvious, it goes unnoticed until they build up inside, which what we call bottle up. The number one sign, um, we always say that I'm fine, I'm okay, I'm all right. Okay, that I mean, let's be very honest. How many times do you say it when you're actually not okay, when you're actually not fine? Maybe you don't know how you're feeling and you're so used to brushing it off already. Or you know what you're feeling, but you feel like it's something small, or you don't want to be seen as somebody that is weak. So let's quickly check in with ourselves right now at this moment. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and ask yourself, how am I feeling today? Physically, emotionally, and mentally. All right, let's come back. So if your very first answer after I paused is I'm fine, then you need to dig deeper. Are you tired? Are you stressed? Are you overwhelmed? Are you burned out? Sometimes the very first step to battle mental health is simply just acknowledging and validating where you are at currently. Let's look at the second sign. Your energy is low and you're not sleeping well. You're constantly exhausted. But when you finally go and lie down in your bed, your brain decides it's time to relive every awkward, stressful moment from the past 10 years, 5 years, 1 year, 1 hour. Sounds familiar? Makes it very hard for you to fall asleep, right? Because your mind is really, really active. Okay, this is a sign of mental fatigue and your brain needs rest. But stress and anxiety keeps it wired. Okay, keeps it moving, keeps it active. And the worst part is the poor sleep, the sleep disruption affects every other thing. Your mood, your focus, and sometimes it even affects your physical health. Okay, you start getting headaches, you start getting stomach ache. And in some worst cases, you become so weak that you might need to see a doctor for it. Number 3 sign, you are seen snapping at people more than usual. Even getting yourself irritated and annoyed with the smallest things. If somebody is chewing their food too loud, you get irritated. Or somebody in front of you is walking so slowly that it irritates you quite a bit. Not intentionally slowly, but maybe slower than your pace, then you get so irritated. So your patience is gone, and that small little things irritate you way more than they should, more than usual. Then it might not just be a bad day already. It's actually a sign that your mental load is too heavy. It's a sign that you're probably having a bit too much stress. All right. Sign number 4, your hobbies, things that you like, it doesn't interest you anymore. Think about this. When was the last time you did something that you enjoyed just for the fun of it without any goals, without any expectations? If the things that used to make you happy, used to get you excited, feels like too much effort already, then there's a big, big red flag that your mental health needs some level of attention already. All right, so those are some of the signs that you probably need to spot. Of course, there are many others. So if you are seeing some of the signs that I mentioned above, then why do you want to ignore it further? Okay, why do we keep pushing it through? Why do we keep pushing back into your body even when you feel that something is off? Some of the common few reasons that we keep pushing it away or we keep neglecting it is that I don't have time to rest. Okay, too much work, too many things to worry about, don't have time to rest. Okay, but you really want to check in with yourself. Burnout takes more time to recover from than a short break. So you probably need more rest than you need. Or should I say more rest than you think you need? Other people have it worse. Okay, now there's a comparison, right? So I shouldn't complain. One thing to take note, your struggles are valid. Doesn't matter if it's small. Doesn't matter if it's worse. So your struggles are valid. Okay, if you are going through and you're feeling it and it feels really, really off, then you need to take a break. All right. The very last one is the same I mentioned above. I'll be fine. I just have to keep pushing through. Let me give you all a spoiler. That doesn't work in the long term at all. Okay. In fact, a lot of clients that I see have been pushing it down so much that it really, really affects their mental health, and it also affects their relationship with their family members or even friends. So if you feel that any of these common reasons sound really, really familiar to you, then it's time to reframe your thinking. Okay, so as we are talking about this, how do we get back on track? All right, we have covered the signs. Okay, we have covered the reasons. Now, what we want to think about is solutions. Are there any solutions that we can do? Anything that we can try to help correct the direction when we have been neglecting our mental health quite a bit? Okay, so number one, okay, what we want to do is maybe do a 10-minute check-in. Okay, you're gonna set a timer for yourself. Okay, it can be a cooking timer, it can be a timer on your alarm clock, it can be a timer on your watch. Okay, set that timer for 10 minutes, sit down with your thoughts, and check in with yourself. Okay, so what should I ask myself? How am I feeling today? What has been draining my energy? what is the one thing that can make me feel better? All right. So all these questions sound really, really simple, but you will be really, really surprised how much this can help. You don't know. So you want to try it out, experiment with it. And or even for some people, they might even use it to write journals. Okay, journals do help also at the same time. Step number 2, what you want to do is small acts of self-care. Take care of myself. What you want to do is throw aside, forget about the perfect self-care routines that you see online. Let's be really, really realistic. Those perfect self-care, sometimes you can't get it. Okay, you might not even get there. So let's do something small. Okay. Start small, baby steps, and you can work towards those perfect self-care if you want to. Let me give you some ideas. First of all, you want to take micro breaks. What is micro breaks? Basically, step away from whatever you're doing for 5 minutes. Just for 5 minutes. If you want to verbalize that, why are you stepping away? I need a break. Okay, I need a stretch. I do have a lot of my colleagues that actually take those breaks either during lunchtime or sometimes when work is less hectic. They will take that small break, go for a little walk around the park, go for a little walk around the office, and they come back a bit more refreshed, a bit more full of ideas. Next, move your body a bit more, stretch it out, even do some deep breathing, or in some cases, you want to do small exercises if you want to. But like I said, stretching, deep breathing, a short walk, good enough. Just want to move your body along. Let your body know that you're not just being stiff on the chair for the whole day. All right. Then, of course, we have limiting yourself to doom scrolling. Okay, what is doom scrolling? Doom scrolling is social media. Is you scrolling through everything without any obvious reasons. Just wanting to do something, you scroll. So it's called doom scrolling. So because social media can be very draining at times, sometimes you might even see things that cause you to think about your current situation, or even see things that make you compare yourself with other people. So how can you do that? How can you limit doom scrolling? You set time limits that you can abide to. I'm not going to give you a recommended time. You all can set a time for yourself. Know when to start and know when to stop. And the very last one, on top of the other things that could be a way to self-care, is say no more often. What I mean is, you don't have to agree with every single thing, even things that you feel sometimes is okay to do. Sometimes say no. Okay, why? You need to protect yourself. You need to protect your energy level. Sometimes you need to be a bit more selfish. Part and parcel of life, isn't it? If you keep saying yes and you drain yourself out, then there will be no more you to be saying yes all the while. So say no more often. All right. So then we come back to the basics, the ones that you probably hear from your parents, you probably hear it from certain professionals a bit more, because sometimes our mental health struggles or stress can feel so overwhelming and we miss out the basics. Ask yourself these 3 things. Are you drinking enough water? Are you getting enough sleep? And have you eaten a genuine real meal today? Okay, when I say drink water, I would say drink the recommended amount. Okay. Then of course, when you're talking about sleep, people recommend 8 hours, but for me, is it enough for you to not feel tired? Lastly, when you talk about a real meal, which I myself is a foodie, I like to eat, is that don't just eat snacks. Try to get a proper meal in. Proper meal meaning what? Meaning what? Maybe a plate of rice, a plate of pasta, a good piece of meat. Okay. there's a real meal, not just potato chips, not just bubble tea. Yeah, so have you eaten a real meal today? All right. Last and not least, what you want to ask yourself is, if it's really, really hard, and sometimes it's so hard to admit that we are struggling, then you might want to reach out for support. By what? By talking to someone, a friend, a family member, or a professional, okay? Because that can make a big difference. I know sometimes we get so disappointed when we talk to people and they seem to not be listening. Okay, but let's try, okay? Don't give up there. So let me ask you a question for you to think about and for you to reflect. Who is one person you could reach out this week? Maybe just to chat, check in, or even in certain cases, vent if needed. So let's say, for instance, you really, really cannot think of that one person. It's okay. Don't be too stressed out by it because I'm supposed to help you to be less stressed. You can look out for helplines. Okay, there are also online communities. There are also great forums out there that actually support each other a bit more. And like I mentioned earlier, journaling can also be a great outlet. All right, so what have we been talking about today? What are the takeaways? First of all, is there are small but sneaky signs that your mental health needs attention. Okay, there are many more than that I mentioned. Okay, go and Google it. Okay, because there are many signs, not just the ones that I talked about. Then, of course, we also tend to ignore all these warning signs. Why? Because we have reasons. We have excuses for us to ignore. We have excuses for us to say we don't have to give attention to it. Okay. Lastly, simple and practical ways for you, the listeners out there, to try to get back on track without feeling overwhelmed. Okay, so it's small acts, not those big ones that you have to take a lot of effort to do so. Try the small acts. So today's episode basically is to help you out there. If you feel that it helps you, if you feel that it's interesting, send it to a friend, put a comment, subscribe, put a like. Because you don't know who needs that reminder. Sometimes you need that reminder yourself too. And if you try any of these tips and it's working for you, I would like to hear about it from you. All right. So until next time, take care of your mind, be kind to yourself, and remember, your mental health deserves just as much as your physical health. I'll see you soon, and then we can talk more about what you are feeling. Thank you so much.